Today, I'd like to share something with you that has really transformed the way I care for my chickens. The gravity-fed chicken waterer, which I made myself. If you have chickens, you probably already know all about them or even use them. I've found that they are definitely worth the effort of making one when it comes to keeping my chickens' water clean and fresh and making my chore of chicken keeping simple. A couple of my young hens have developed an annoying habit of deliberately putting dirt in their water. I have never seen any of my other chickens do that in the 8 years that I've been keeping chickens. But this group actually dip their beaks in the water and then peck some dirt, then back in the water again and then in the dirt. And they do this each time they take a drink. It's exasperating when I've just spent the past 15 minutes cleaning and refilling a 5-gallon waterer at the spigot and then hauling it back to the coop. Well, I decided that I had had enough. So I built them a gravity-fed waterer. And it has been a game changer. If you don't know, this system works by using a small valve that releases water whenever the chicken pecks at it. It's simple but brilliant. This waterer was easy to make, and a lot less expensive than buying one. And that alone is worth the effort in my book. I chose a 10-gallon beverage cooler, which I purchased at a very nice discount from Amazon, as my water tank so that the water will stay cool during our hot summer months. When they were just chicks, I trained this group of chickens to use a bottle version of this type of water, which I also purchased online. I'll link a video at the end that shows one of them using it. But since they've been outside in the big coop, they've been using regular waterers. But I knew that I had to make some changes. A gravity-fed waterer seemed like the way to go. I would like to have connected the water system to a main water supply rather than a container, but that would require a pressure regulator, which is an important thing to do when using that setup because if the water pressure is too high, the valves will leak, and the whole system could be damaged. So my system is set up to use the force of gravity by placing the water container higher than the water flow. Then I used a shut-off valve to slow the flow of water. I didn't need a pressure regulator for this type of system. What I love most about this setup, and I know you will appreciate this too, is how clean it keeps the water supply. Even though the outside of it will get dirty, dusty, and over time, algae will build up on the outside as well, the water inside will still remain fresh and clean, and all it will need is minor cleaning inside since standing water can create a slimy buildup over time. Also, unlike traditional waterers that can get dirty with droppings and chicken bedding, this chicken waterer keeps the water pristine, which is crucial for preventing bacterial diseases among the flock. Plus, with minimal exposure to light and air, there's no nasty algae growth in the drinking water itself. And wow, I love that side of it. Another huge perk is how efficient it is with water usage. Chickens only release small amounts of water at a time by tapping the valve as they need it, so there's hardly any spillage or wastage like you get with open water systems. And because of this, I find myself refilling the water source far less frequently, saving me a lot of time and hassle. What's more, I no longer have to clean filthy waterers, only to see them filthy again a short while later. Installing and maintaining the system is a breeze. It's straightforward and doesn't require many parts, nor does it require many tools. And whether you use a permanent, continuous water supply or make one like mine, you can forget about daily or even weekly maintenance altogether. All you will need to do is occasionally add a little bleach inside the pipes, and let it run through with the water to get rid of any bacteria that might have developed. This is a just-in-case or a just-to-be-on-the-safe-side measure. There won't necessarily be a problem at all. But remember that you will need a pressure regulator if you do decide to use a continuous water source. The extra step would be worth it if you decide to do it, though. On top of all the other perks that I've mentioned, the rewards just get even better because the health benefits are undeniable. With cleaner water, there's a reduced risk of waterborne diseases spreading among the flock. And because chickens naturally peck at things, the shiny stainless steel valves encourage their natural behavior. Flexibility is another great aspect of this type of chicken waterer system. Whether you have a small backyard flock or a large commercial operation, these waterers can adapt to various setups. And as your flock grows, it's easy to expand the system by adding more water valves and connecting to a larger water source such as your plumbing. When setting up this type of waterer system, be sure to adjust the height of it from the ground up so that all of your chickens, short and tall, can reach the water easily. For your shorter chickens, adding a paver or two to one section is usually enough for the shorter ones to reach the water. At first, you might need to show your chickens how their new waterer works. Then afterwards, it's a breeze. All you need to do is tap a valve to release some water, and that will make them curious enough to try it out for themselves. In my case, my chickens went straight to it and started pecking the stainless steel valves because they remembered using something similar when they were chicks. That goes to show just how much they like the setup. All it takes is for one of your chickens to get the idea, and the rest will follow suit. You might have to do this for a couple of days for your older chickens, however, because if they're like mine, they could have a tendency to be suspicious of anything that's new to them. But they will adapt. Just be patient and continue to show them how. There is one other small maintenance task, and that is to check your water regularly for any blockages, such as small or major leaks that would cause the water to drain faster than normal. This is especially important if you're using the water system as their only source of water. I have a 1-gallon waterer inside their coop that I use for apple cider vinegar water, or to add vitamin supplements or electrolytes to. You should never add anything acidic like apple cider vinegar to this type of waterer, because the acid will corrode the stainless steel valves. Something that I do want to make clear, however, is that a cooler isn't necessary for this type of setup. Any food-grade container with a top will do, but I strongly suggest that you avoid using anything that's transparent, because if the tank is kept outside the coop, the sunlight will only encourage algae growth. You should keep other types of waterers in the shade as well because warm water induces the development of bacteria. My insulated water tank or cooler is outside the coop, but the pipes and valves through which the water flows are located in a shaded area of the run. The shade helps the water in the PVC pipes to stay cool as well. This chicken water has already made my daily chores so much easier, and my chickens will be healthier and happier because of it too. In fact, it actually gives them something to do and cuts down on boredom, which is an issue because they can't free range because of hawks. If you're thinking about upgrading your coop's watering system, definitely consider giving the gravity-fed waterer a try. If time is an issue or you simply don't want to do it yourself, you can purchase variations of gravity-fed waterers both online and in stores. I purchased my cooler and the PVC sections with the valves as a kit from Amazon. Then I used a pipe cutter to cut several 8-inch pieces of half-an-inch diameter PVC pipe that I purchased at a hardware store. I proceeded to put everything together, as if they were a set of Legos. And that sums it up. I hope you found this video useful. I'm trying to grow a community of fellow chicken enthusiasts, so please like and subscribe if you found this video useful. And please share it with anyone else who could benefit from it too. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.